Yes, so they were in some other circle, and she joined. Let me admit them.
My kittens are hunting for flies on the outside of my window.
That's coming back slowly. Alexander, hello, Alexander. Hi, how are you? What are you eating?
Welcome back.
Oh, good. I'm also hungry. I also want to eat. See, I'm eating grapes.
Can we place an order or are we wait till 11 o'clock? Okay, that's okay. We're on a meeting, so it's fine.
Veronica,
Yes, ma'am.
how are you guys doing, and how is our friend Marcus doing?
Yeah, he's not feeling well, by the way.
As far as I know, Marcus is still in the hospital. He's had a second surgery. I am going. Yeah, what do you want to drink? Yeah, that's fine. What do you want to drink?
वो कटिंग में पड़े हुए थे ना पीस वो लगा
So I have been in a while.
I feel like I might.
I'm okay, thank you. Now, what did you say?
How is Marcus doing? Have you heard?
I have no idea. I haven't seen Marcus face to face yet, so I don't know.
I talked to him. I just did him a message, and he said that I think because he was having a very, you could say, tough weeks from 2-3 weeks, because he was doing a lot of sessions, and the session was very back to back. If you know Veronica does, you know the session he was doing, the discussions.
I knew he had the first surgery, and then I know when he gave me he texted me to let me know he was having to go back in. So I'm assuming that
He
they
has some
didn't get all of
infection
it.
actually.
Right.
Actually, he has something like that. So he have to go through some surgery, I guess.
Let me just do a water baby right now with lime.
I just asked Dr. Samson from Africa. He might be joining us. He's trying to leave the work site. He builds homes for people in Africa, and he's trying to remove himself from that area because he said he can't hear anything. So he might be joining, Dr. Khan, if you see somebody coming in.
No issue with that. Anybody can come.
So I know we were talking, Jacqueline, I don't know if you finished your conversation with us, but we would love to hear more.
I was we missing one more person. She was
Leah, she'll come back.
Julia. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, she was saying about Stephanie with the headset. What is she's completely right.
I asked her to come back actually. I think she will come or not. I asked Leah to come again.
Last time what? I'm sorry.
I asked Leah to come again.
Oh, okay,
I just
okay.
with her because she just
okay,
changed the time zone. This happened with both of us last time. You know, sometimes 12 year and 11 week, 11 hours different. So sometimes I'm waiting, sometimes she's waiting. So that is the thing.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, the headset is being a big part of her life because keep her calm. So if we travel airplane, no matter what, she just take them off and she just to pass security and she put them back on, and she listens to everything what is going around her. But when I noticed too that when she is doing her school work, she have her headset and you can hear her singing because she's singing out loud now. But she's working, she's doing her things, she's doing her homework, which I was like, okay, I cannot do it because I cannot listen to music. I have to put it down. Like I cannot hear myself reading or writing. It's just weird. But she does have her headsets all the time. So that so do you guys think that because she has her headsets on all the time just because to be
It's something to
focused
focus
or-
on.
right, so that be part of being autistic, or this is just part of what she has?
As a personal person, I mean, I'm not an expert. I can only speak on like from my own perspective. Like, if she has it on and the louder that it is, the more she's probably trying to concentrate on something specific and she doesn't want to think of anything else.
Right.
Or like right now, I'm concentrated on speaking to you. I can see every single face in every single box right now. I can see the fan going on in the middle box. I can see the busy background and crickets, you know, that kind of stuff. I can hear the air is on. I can hear my child eating something, you know, that kind of stuff. And I can't have anything on my ears because I have to pay attention to those things.
Right,
Um,
right.
And like you said, your daughter has like a shush kind of thing, like where she's overstimulating, she kind of shh, that kind of thing. I do that. Like there'll be a couple times where I call it a stutter look, because like all of a sudden I'm trying to think on, and I've been working on hours to think about this thing. And I've had so many interruptions to where like an hour later, I'm like, oh yeah, I was supposed to complete that task. Like last night, I wanted to order food. It took me 5 hours because of all the overstimulation, you know, and I'm just like, there's a couple times where I'm like, look, I don't mind you, like the babysitter. She's 22 and, you know, she doesn't have like her mom around and stuff like that. She likes to come over and visit. I'm like, I have no problem with you doing that. But while you're here, you need to take care of your child, because my child is fine on her own with my door propped open while I'm doing the things I need to do and interacting, but she's not destroying my house. You know, that kind of thing. And she's like, oh, okay. I'm like, look, I'm fine with your son. And, you know, if you're overwhelmed or something, I understand. I was 22 years old, on the spectrum, in classes, dealing with domestic violence, being sold, that kind of thing. So if you need to go and like bust off some steam, that's fine. But you also have to, you know, tit for tat kind of thing of, you're 22, I have a way to be able to pay you for babysitting. But you know, I just found out that she has like an underlying addiction to a substance. I'm like, I will not, you know, be a party to that substance. And if me sending you money through Cash App or something is going to assist in that, I can't condone it. So if you want me to order dinner for you guys that night, fine. Tell me, go on Uber Eats or whatever you want to, and I will put in the pay information and you can get what you want to eat. You know, if you want a vape, I'll get you a vape, but I'm not going to give you money for, you know, the addiction. If you need diapers for your kids, let me know and I'll make sure, you know, that kind of thing, or even just watching him, you know. But like the I overcommit myself, and then that's when the executive dysfunction comes in and I forget what I'm supposed to do. Or like I've been trying to tell people, I'm like, look, I'm not trying to wag the tail of the dog, but if you want to be able to consistently contact me and stuff and have me do stuff like this, it has to be scheduled. Now, if it gets canceled, that's fine. Just tell me so that I can, okay, I have other things that I want to study. I've got like 5 different notebooks with the intentions on some sort of self-study or something to do with sounds of autism or whatever is going on, you know. But then if it goes like a couple times, then you know, it's out of sight, out of mind. Okay, that's on idle over here. It's something I'm interested in. Let me know when it started back up and I'll be there, you know. And until then, I have a notebook.
It's more so being alone and unmoving and studying. Like when you're alone in it, not moving your body, going to class, being in peer like routine, it is so hard. It's less about out of mind, out of sight, and more about being alone in it, I think, personally.
Yeah, that too. Like I said, I don't know if you guys know of, I'm just learning the mirroring technique. So, like, because of my executive dysfunction disorder, mirroring helps me. And how I do that is I'll do like a live or something like that because my dishes or something got backed up and I need to do them. And I don't want people seeing my house completely messy, but I also don't want them thinking that I'm going to judge them. So I'm like, here, sit here and talk to me. and give me points to talk about, and I'll stand here and complete my task while you watch me do it, you know, like. So,
So yeah, and
But-
Stephanie, when she's doing something in her phone, because she do this kind of little anime or something, little videos or something in her phone, but she's been working on that for hours. But what do I know that she's doing that? Because she's just sitting next to me. We're supposed to be watching TV together, you know? But no, she's on her phone doing something. And I'm like, Stephanie, and she's like, what? She gets all mad. And she's just, it's like she's here, but
That's teenager,
I-
not autism.
Oh,
No.
Millennial teenager.
no,
Well,
and she's
I do
so
that.
focused. She's so focused on whatever. And then
Hyper-focused.
I'm talking to her and I'm like, okay. And then she goes out like, what? And I'm like, girl, just keep it together, you know?
It's probably
But-
it's probably something she's passionate about that she wants to get out, and she thinks it's an important message that needs to be heard.
And
Yeah,
she's
she
hyper
thinks-
focused on it because she's autistic, but she's doing that type of focus because she's a teenager or
Yes.
a young,
Gotcha,
like going
yeah.
into teenagerhood.
Because
Of
okay,
course.
ladies, girls.
She doesn't want to listen to mom. Come on now.
Yeah.
I would like to talk to Veronica and Alexander too.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Veronica.
Thank
Yes,
you, Dr.
sorry.
Khan.
Jacqueline, if you would like to do like a side session of like pick my brain or something like that later, feel free. I also have like Microsoft Teams and stuff like that, and Facebook.
Okay.
So
Yes,
Okay.
Veronica, we would
sounds
like to
good.
talk to you. How was your support group today, the drum circle?
I didn't hear you, baby. What you said?
I'm saying, how was drum circle today? Because somebody came to you and you are doing a lot of stuff nowadays.
Yeah, it was good. We had there was a young man there from our local newspaper that was asking if we wanted to be in the, photographs or what have you. So Alexander, he actually he had his tambourine, but I got a picture of him doing his tambourine and playing the drum. So I'll be posting that later on. He actually was very into the photographs this time. So I don't know if he got past his first photo shoot, because he was a little nervous with that. And then we had some sensory issues going on Sunday with that photo shoot. But then we've got another one coming up for a different magazine on Wednesday. So yeah.
I think there are a lot of
Kinda
cameras,
busy with
a lot of flashes in the. That's he might be afraid of. A lot of camera, a lot of flashes.
No, that wasn't it. It was something else that was totally not having to do with photography.
Okay.
Yeah.
Veronica, do you mind sharing with the other ladies that are new to here where you're at and just a little bit about what you're doing with your nonprofit? Because I don't think everybody on here knows who you are. So I would love for you to share that if you're okay with that.
My name is Veronica. Yes. Hold 1 second. Give me 1 minute. Thank you, baby. My name is Veronica Tess Myers. This is my son, Alexander, 29, pervasive level of care autism. He was diagnosed at the age of 2, coupled with sensory processing disorder. And then later in high school, they tacked on intellectual disability, developmental disability. Alexander was expected to be in an institution early on. I decided not to let that happen. My nonprofit is alexandersecret.org. My goal is to provide training to individuals that are dealing with the challenges of autism within the school system, to help ensure a quality of life and a proper and appropriate transition plan for life beyond high school. We are in Little Rock, Arkansas, and in this state, we've come through a lot of trials and tribulations with regards to community inclusion versus institutionalized settings. I'm totally against institutions, so I get a lot of grief behind that, a lot of pushback, a lot of red tape. However, I've been told that I'm a force to be reckoned with here in Arkansas, so I continue to fight the good fight with my son by my side.
And I love that you're having lunch with him. Landon and I usually go out on Sundays, and his favorite restaurant is Red Lobster. He likes crabs. So
Yeah.
we go out and we do the same thing, and it's our kind of our day to just kind of chill and be together. So I love it.
Yeah, that's part of it, you know. Providing the ultimate support.
Dr. Abbasi, I would love for you to share, because many of us have met Dr. Khan, but not everybody has met you either. And you are doing a lot of great things in Pakistan.
Wait, Cricket, I think, sorry, Shagufta, I think Leah want to say something, then we will talk about the flood situation in Pakistan.
Thank you.
She want to
Thank
say
you. Thank you.
something.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Hi, yes. Veronica, you were saying about later being diagnosed with sensory processing disorder, and just I want to confirm what that is, because from what I understand, it is autism. And so that's what autism is. It's sensory overloaded experience constantly from birth. But is that what is meant by the sensory processing disorder? So they actually diagnose them separately. Anyways, can you let me know?
Okay, what is your question about sensory processing disorder? Hold on one second.
Yeah, so like, I understand sensory processing disorder as being autism. That's in my experience what autism is. So maybe I'm wrong though. What they diagnose it separately. So what is it?
Sensory processing disorder is totally about the central nervous system, and that the function of the cerebral spinal fluid from your brain down your spinal cord to your sacrum back up to your brain. So it helps the balance of your brain and the connection between your brain and how your body operates, mind, body, and soul. Autism is about self-isolation, autonomy, the inability to a certain degree of expressive communication and social interaction. But they all go hand in hand in order to have a, I guess, with my experience, in order for me to understand my son and his space here in the society that we live in. But it's not one and the same. It's two separate things.
Because I'm autistic, and I will say that for me, autism is an overloaded experience, and it's why I can't communicate properly. When I'm sensory overloaded, I can't communicate myself. I freeze, and I just have to move. But also in learning, I have to move. And I feel like doctors get it wrong. They're the same thing. And I feel like when we separate them is when we see autism disability, whereas the core of it, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. In hearing you say that, because you're a mother, so you know your son, but I'm autistic, and I feel like it isn't. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I
just wanted to add to that we must understand that doctors understand, I want to say, how do I put this? Doctors go to school for medicine, chemistry, certain degrees of science. However, they don't understand body and you and how you interact with the environment, interact or have opposition or adverse reactions to different environmental.
Mothers understand that more than doctors. I find.
Right. I never let a doctor tell me he's my expert on my son. I'm the only expert in the universe on Alexander. And I say that with great confidence, because I have been the only constant in his life from the time he was born to the time he was diagnosed to his present age of 29. So I've watched him go through a lot of challenges. He's overcome a lot of milestones. My goal has always been to make sure he's not the statistic that the doctors want to make him. But yeah, always understand the doctors do medicine. They don't do people, you know, so you have to be as forthcoming as you can, as you're comfortable with in explaining yourself and what you feel like your needs are. And then if you have a good PCP or a good specialist, then they will be willing to accept your input about you. To get what you need.
Thank you, Veronica. I like to say one thing. I'm late diagnosed, but I've been autistic my whole life. But I've only ever learned the most about autism in myself through mothers of kids with autism, not anyone else. So I'd like to say thank you to you mothers who care and are attentive and you keep your autistic children safe. That makes me feel hopeful for humanity. Thank you, Veronica.
You know, something that I want to share though is Dr. Khan and Dr. Abbasi have an unusual situation because both of them work at institutions that they